Hey Libra, and welcome to your monthly tarot spread. So this is for the month of July 2023 for Libra, Sun, or Rising signs. Remember, this is a collective reading. So if you would like to see more videos, I do bi-weekly videos as well that go according to the moon phases from full to new and new to full. You'll want to make sure that you hit the subscribe and the notification bell so that you don't miss what the cards have in store for you. So let us also take a look at, that is the overall theme of the month that we have going on, Libra. We're going to take a look at the progression of the month. So how is it looking beginning, middle, and end of the month for you? I like that it starts out with that card. That's a great card. I like the vibe of that already. All right, so, okay. Interesting so far. And I think I'm going to stick with this for looking at your challenge. We're going to take a look at a challenge and what kind of spiritual advice is coming with that. Okay. All right, Libra. You may have noticed that I've been doing astrological like information that was being incorporated into these videos, and it was just making the videos too long. So I've switched that out to astrological highlight videos, and you can find on my channel, there's a playlist called Astrological Highlights. So let's get into what is going on for you this month, Libra. So the overall theme, so something that will be a running theme through the month that will color your month, is the Virgo energy, right? So a few things. I find it so interesting that it says digest, but there are a few things that I would say about the Virgo energy coming through, right? Virgo definitely, I feel like, has this energy of like, there is attention to detail, there's a level of like cleanliness, but not in the like kind of anal way that they get teased for sometimes. Like they kind of get a bad rap sometimes. It's really just about attention to detail and things feeling clean and clear, like clean and clear energy, and for things to be taken care of, for there to be attention to getting things kind of done, right? That's a part of like what they're about. It's also very like the harvest kind of energy, so I understand why they have that here, but it is also about that realm of our day-to-day work, what's happening inside of our experience, like our habits on a day-to-day, and how that builds our life overall, like how that determines the way that our life goes. Also our health. Mostly I feel like this is going to be health for some of you. Like the moment I said that, I was feeling that as a physical sensation in my body. So I feel like probably that's the one that's going to be most resonant for people, but I like to give people the kind of whole scope so that you can see that. So yeah, the day-to-day, the ins and outs of details, and having like clean energy, being like clean energy inside and out for yourself, which of course like ties into your health. So and healing, I would say health and healing. The other thing too actually is that Virgos are very much about being of service. So being of service to like your community in some way, or the way in which you do whatever work it is that you do in the world, or what you're studying and wanting to offer forward. So just to put that out there for anyone who that does apply to, if you're working with like wanting to be of assistance or to be able to help others in a way that feels meaningful and purposeful and fulfilling, right? So let's take a look at your month. So we're starting out with the Page of Wands, Nine of Swords, and Seven of Swords. Super interesting, the progression of this month. The Page of Swords, I love this energy because, the Page of Wands. The Page of Wands, I love this energy because it's just so playful. As you can see, like I really love how they captured that in this particular depiction. So the pages usually have a very curious, like kind of youthful and very intuitive, often intuitive kind of nature, and they represent, there are four different elements in the cards, right? So they represent the four of the four elements, the fire element. So there's this like playfulness, there is this desire to be curious and explore what lights you up, the things that make you come alive, anything that you feel is something that touches your curiosity in a way that makes you want to like geek out or light up, or just like you feel brighter in the world, things that are creative, things that make you want to explore, either physically, like traveling, exploration in that way, or things that you want to explore, like diving down rabbit holes, right? So in that kind of way, there is this being in touch with your creativity, your intuition, in a playful and a very curious way, the things that make you excited. And so that's the vibe of the beginning of this month of July. Moving to the middle of the month, and I feel like, you know, middle third of the month is this period of like, there's something that's bringing about some type of anxiety. Like this is what keeps you up at night. This is the thing that feels like it occupies or your mind or your energy, worries, the things that you're really concerned with. Definitely very like mental. A lot of it is very like mental. It's the stories that we make up in our minds that create this kind of experience for us, right? It's the way that we attach emotion to story. And so that is definitely a vibe that's coming up in the middle of the month. I wonder if it has to do with some kind of project or something that is of service, given what we are looking at for the theme overall. So I wonder if it has something to do with that there is maybe something concerning this that gives you pause and gives you anxiety. Maybe you're worried about how it's going to go, whether it's going to go well, that type of thing. So we come into the end of the month and it's the 7 of Swords. So it's interesting. So I wonder if perhaps something is worrisome and it has you moving into spaces that are like kind of like a downward spiral, is one way that I might look at that. Again, this is a collective reading, so it's not a one-to-one reading. It's maybe not going to be applicable to everyone in that particular way. So I want to mention the meanings that I see coming through so that it's most applicable to the most amount of people. Again, if you want like a specific reading, I would recommend a one-to-one reading. So you know, so the whatever concern or anxiety or whatever, you know, maybe even disappointment or fear or disappointment that's happening here, it's like almost like there is the 7 of Swords is like two different things are coming up for me at the same time. One is having this idea of like letting your stories actually get to you and get into your mind to the degree that you start to kind of like see blame or pointing the finger at others like in a distrustful way, in a suspicious way, looking at other people in this manner, because it is the card of like deception and thievery and, you know, some people would say lies, right? But this can also be the way that we lie to ourselves, the stories that we create and therefore color our perspective and how we project that out onto the world, out onto other people. And so I would say like with that in mind, I think it's important for you to stay vigilant about like your mental health and enacting practices for your mental and emotional health that help you to navigate those concerns, those worries, those fears, and not allow yourself to go into creating stories about what's happening and then project that out onto people or out onto the world. Yeah, you know, and like, of course, like there is some validity to like this card can show up for a reason because maybe there is somebody that is being maybe perhaps less than honest and it is being deceitful in some way. And if you feel like there's a situation that's kind of been building up toward this, perhaps it's about really making sure that if like perhaps it's a certain person that you've kind of been having some kind of intuitive feeling about, that you know, just do the things that you can preventatively to protect yourself, like to create boundaries, to make sure that you are able to create a space that feels safe for you, and so to the best of your ability, right? So I don't like to often go there, especially when I'm not doing a one-to-one and talking with someone in person, to be able to really like read somebody's reaction to this, because I do feel concerned about people taking that kind of information and running with it like, oh, the 7 of Swords showed up, so people must be lying to me, you know, and I don't think it's wise to do that. So please take in what I'm saying in that this could be internal stories and projections. And this, yes, it could be that there is someone who's not being quite above board with you. And if that is the case, just if there's someone that you've had in mind about that, then do preventative measures to make sure that you are able to create a safe space around you, create the boundaries that you need to prevent that. That said, let's take a look at your challenge card, which is the 10 of Pentacles. You know, 10 of Pentacles is really about like wanting to create that that stability financially, with property, with your life, in a way that is like will stand the test of time, right? Legacy type of stand the test of time. And wanting to be able to, you know, if you don't have children, it's like maybe creating a legacy for yourself to be able to have something to take care of yourself through the years, and trying to build that kind of stability and that kind of financial security or whatever it is. Feeling challenged by that, feeling like, you know, is that going to happen? Can I make that happen? This feels like, you know, maybe feeling like you can't make it happen, feeling like there's a doubt in that, or feeling in lack. And so, and I keep getting the sense that this has to do with these cards, like this might be like a project of some kind that you're working with and that feels threatened in some way, and that there's a lot of concern clearly about it, and wondering whether this is going to affect the long-term, like your long-term stability, or your dreams for your long-term stability as well, right? And the advice that's coming through with that is the Justice card, right? So this is really about staying true to yourself. Remember to stay in a space that is fair, clean energy, diplomatic, that is as balanced as you can be, and that is also staying true to yourself. So if there are conversations that you might need to have based on the concerns that are coming up, or you have stories that are forming and you are concerned about certain things, make sure that you take the time to reflect and to see what's yours and what's theirs. Be in a state that is still honoring what's so for you, and then from that place communicating in a way that is diplomatic, in a way that is fair and balanced. It's also the card that has to, like, this is the Libra card, right? So the Justice card is the Libra card. And so I feel like it calls in like the energy of that Libra energy, right? We know Libras to be as far as like, without looking at other placements, right? Just that we know that a part of what is associated with Libra is this desire to be harmoniously connected and related to people in a way that is fair and balanced and clean, right? And so and I feel like that energy is really coming through here for you. So I feel like your Libra-ness is being called forth, like you're being asked to tap into that for this particular period, for this month, to remember this as you're moving through this. Like, you know, the fears, the things that are coming up here, I feel like those are going to be challenges, but remember this energy, and remember this energy here to be able to move through it. So I will have the first of the astrological highlight videos up, so I'll have that up here on the screen. If this was helpful, if it was insightful, please consider giving the video a like. It helps as I'm building the channel. And remember to subscribe and hit the notification bell if you haven't already. It does help, again, with the algorithm, but also so you don't miss any of the videos on the horizon. Thanks for being here. Bye.